Hello and welcome to EV Review Ireland. My name is Derek Riley. Today we're going to be looking at the Renault Master Z.E 33, a 100% zero emissions electric van. So let's get started. Today's video was sponsored by EasyGo, Ireland's largest EV charging network. With their fleet management solution, employees can charge their cars and vans at home, at work, on the public charging network, where there are more than 1,200 charge points. With the EasyGo fleet solution, a fleet manager can ensure vehicles are charged on a night rate electricity, and the fleet drivers can travel across Ireland and access the public charging network. Just like with fuel cards, fleet managers can now manage all electric charging costs in a single monthly bill. Like all of my reviews, we're going to work around the outside, especially in the commercial reviews. We're going to look in the back and then sit in the front, look around the cabin and then take it out for a spin. The chapters are going to be down below if you want a specific area that you're interested in. But looking at the front of it, this is the facelifted version. Some nice design language on it. You've got these LED running daylights that go along, and that line then goes down with the chrome area down the bottom. I'll stick up a picture so you can see what the original one looked like. There isn't too much in the difference, but you will notice the difference on the road. Not LED headlights, there are halogen headlights, so looking forward to seeing when they're all changed to LEDs. You've got a lot of hard wearing materials. This version doesn't have the fog lights on it. There is a pack and there's lots of extras that you can get, but I'm assuming when Renault Ireland are bringing these into the country with our lovely vehicle registration tax, they're trying to keep that as to a minimum, depending on the spec level that you get. But overall, nice. A lot of Renaults have the way of charging on the front behind the Renault Diamond. That isn't the case here, and we'll talk about the charging port once we move along the side. But imposing on the road, really high up when you're driving it, and again we'll look at that when we're out for a drive. But overall, I think it's a nice looking van overall. It's a big van overall, but I think the front of it looks good. Let's have a look along the side. Nothing much has changed down along the side. You've got those big massive black bumpers, lots of good hard wearing, and you've got those steel rims but with a plastic hubcap in the middle, big wing mirrors, and you've got your indicator mount built into the side of them, so maybe expensive if you were looking to replace them. They're not motorized, but you can move them in when you are parking in tight spaces. This is the Z.E 33, and the 33 stands for the kilowatt hour battery that's in it. We talked about usually the charging is at the front, but actually on the Z.E 33 it has AC only, and the charging point is on the side here. We'll talk about charging times when we're out for the spin, but that's where you're going to charge it. You need to make sure you close the flap correctly when you are doing it. But otherwise, big van, nice and tall, nice and long, 3 different lengths, 2 different heights, lots of different body styles. You've got the chassis cab as well, so I think there's like 8 different variations that you can get, but plenty of room on the side then for sign writing if you are in the commercial space. Let's have a look at the back and into the back cabin as well. Here we're at the back of the Renault Master Z.E. You've got the nice integrated tail lights with the reversing sensors. Again, not LED, halogen. I'm presuming that the next variation of the Renault Master will have all the LED lights. You've got your Master in silver here. You've got lots of scuff-proof and wearable plastics that are used. You can see this one has been supplied by Dennehy Renault Pro Plus, based here in Dublin. They do van sales and rentals, and thanks to Dennehy's for giving me the Renault Master Z.E for the weekend to look at. This promo model has the Z.E Electric branding on it, but otherwise you wouldn't have that on it. So you just have the Renault Master, and it doesn't say that it's electric, except for along the side you have that Z.E 33 little badge, but on the back you won't even know it's electric unless you're down underneath looking for an exhaust pipe. And you've got this nice brake light halfway up. Sometimes I think they're too high up on some commercial vehicles, because if it's a car or passenger vehicle behind you, the driver is going to be at that level, not looking up on the top. But openings then, they go 90 degrees and then open this bar and it'll go all the way to 180 degrees. Good sized doors. And you've got your grab handle here on the right hand side. Look at the height in this. I'm 6'2", 187 centimeters, and no problem. Tie-off points, we've got high ones here and here. So on the back door frame, we've got 6, 2 medium high, 2 medium low, and then 2 on the ground. This one is ply-lined floor and ceilings and sides, not ceiling. Moving back, then you've got another 6 up the front here, and lots of tie-off anchor points that you can attach shelving to in Sortimo, etc. like that. But otherwise, it's a Great space, massive space. You've got a light at the back, and then you also have another light up here. You have some space above the cab if you wanted to use it for storage, and then you have one single sliding door on the right hand side, but again, absolutely massive opening, and another grab handle there. Let's have a look in the cab. Here we are in the cab of the Renault Master Z.E, and as always we'll start at the driver's door and work our way over. So you have a good grab handle, you also have a secondary pocket like for phone or pens, etc., and then you have a large door bin with even a space cut out into the actual door panel itself for like a 2-litre bottle. Good step up. The seat itself is adjustable in and out and up and down, and you also have ability, so it's like 6 or 8 way adjustable, so yeah, it's good. Then on moving over, then you have your headlight adjustment, a couple of blanked off panels again. Up on the top you have your coffee cup holder, you have a document holder in here, you have 2 more trays, and there's USB Type A on the top of that. Underneath that then you've got your little nubby stalks, not quite as nubby as the Renault Kangoo Z.E, but nubby enough, not bad. On the left hand side you've got lights, and on the right hand side you've got wipers. And also you've got your audio controls with the radio and your phone. Turning on the key, the key I have is a little normal key, but you can upgrade your keys if you want the card key or you want multifunction key. And like a lot of electric vehicles, you engage it and then you hold it forward to indicate, and then you've got that go symbol. The setup is exactly the same as the Renault Kangoo. On the left hand side you've got your battery level indicator. Middle is a very clear kilometers per hour speedo, and you've got your different lights underneath. Underneath that then you've got a little LCD display, and you can change whether it's the range, how many kilowatts you're currently using, what your average kilowatt per hour per 100 kilometers is, and your consumption, and then the overall range, or sorry, the tripometer, the mileage on the actual vehicle itself. And then you've got a multifunction, what's the time, what's the temperature, and what the actual range of what the van has done range wise. On the right hand side then you've got a kilowatt, kind of a meter. You've got it's only 3 gears on this, and you've got neutral, reverse and drive. There isn't a park on it. And then the steering wheel itself is up and down, but only rake, not reach, so it's set for that. Underneath that then you have on the right hand side you've got the handbrake, you've got your gear mode selector, you've got whether you're on cruise control or limiting, you've got your scheduled heating, whether you want it cool or whether you want it hot. That will depend on whether you've got it plugged in or not. You've got the standard radio system on this, it's MP3. You've got audio in, you've got a 9mm audio in jack. You've got your presets, and you've got your USB Type A for charging, etc., or for attaching USB. Above that then you have a blanked off area, but you can get it with a holder for a mobile device. I've also seen it where over here you can get it with a pull-out tray. I've seen versions where you can have this middle seat fold down and it swivels around for a laptop or a tablet holder. So there's lots of options that you can get on it. Moving back to the infotainment system, radio we call it. Underneath that then you've got a couple more blank switches, but you have your eco mode, and with the eco mode it'll actually bring back the maximum speed to 80 kilometers an hour, and it'll give you 10% more range. It's saying you've got your hazard lights and you've got your central locking. You've got a fairly basic ventilation system. You've got your speed of your vent, you've got your temperature, and then you've got where you want the fan blowing. You've got some more spaces underneath. Then you've got another coffee cup / small bottle holder. You've got a 12 volt, and you've got a nice place to leave your mobile phone. I have seen this with a wireless charging pad option. Underneath here then there is enough space for leaving your charging cable. It is the Type 2, and then over here you've got a small enough glove box with a pocket in front of it on the fuse box. Again, because it's continental Europe, you have the option of when you're looking at a left-hand drive model, if you're watching my channel from one of those markets, you'll have a much bigger glove box. Got some great space up on top. You've got this kind of weird slanted shelf that won't hold anything. Not sure what it's there for. You've got your microphones for your Bluetooth or your phone integration. You've got your lights again, and they're halogen, they are not LED. And you've got whether your seatbelts are on or your passenger airbag is on, which again is an optional extra. No hand grab up here. There is on the right hand side or the left hand side for the passenger, and then up here you'll see a sign that says wide view. I hadn't a clue what it was. I started researching it, and that's when you pull down the passenger sun visor. There's a massive mirror in there, and what you do that is you use it as much as the side mirrors have their regular and they're also their lower blind spot. This is just for down inside that kind of area where that mirror wouldn't catch. Thought it was a really smart idea. I've never seen it before in a van, but this is, you're really high up on this nice, easy to keep floor, easy to sweep out and wash out. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing it refreshed. It's not bad. It's made for practicality. It is durability. There's lots of cubby holes in places like that for storing stuff. This one has the automatic lights on it as well. So it is, yeah. There's lots of extras. So if you wanted extras like the R-Link infotainment system or the satellite navigation, like that tray for your tablet, like that center seat. There was a really nice armrest actually. Much better than the Kangoo one, which is like a metal bar covered in sponge. This is a proper, really nice driving position. Let's take it out on the road and see what it's like. If you think this van may be for you or your business, you can contact EasyGo and get your fleet driver set up in an e-fuel card by clicking the link on the screen or in the description. What's it like driving the Renault Master Z.E? And I've been calling it the Renault Master Z.E, but actually its technical term is the Renault Master E-Tech Electric. So let's get the name right before we start. It's a lovely driving position, lots of visibility. You are very, very high up, and that's probably why you need that wide angle mirror on the passenger visor. But otherwise, even though it doesn't have the biggest horsepower, and we'll talk about that in a second, it's a nice drive, number one. Let's get down to brass tacks. What's the cost here in Ireland? It's 66,000 euros. That's including VAT and not excluding the grants. So don't put those prices in there because obviously VAT changes every now and again. So rather than having to change websites, so just leave it up there, and as you are a business, you know what you can claim back and what you can't claim back. A nice little busy roundabout there for me. Lots of mirrors, signal maneuver. So you really need to know what you're up to. WLTP is 130 kilometers, but fair play to Renault. On their website they talk about how it is real world is about 120 kilometers, and then it is in warm weather, and then in cold weather they're saying it's probably going to be near 80 kilometers. So it's going to suit your run if it suits your run. It definitely is not going to suit everybody, but for commercial entities, you are going to know, whether it's logistics or whatever it may be, you're going to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. There's 8 different versions of this, between 3 lengths, 2 heights, different chassis cabs, panel van versus chassis cab, so lots of different variations, and I'll stick up on the screen the different dimensions, etc., that are on the actual van. You can upgrade, we talked about when we did the dash review, you can upgrade to the R-Link, and then you also have the ability to go for an app as well. So there's lots of things that you can help yourself with. As the name suggests, it is a 33 kilowatt hour battery. So it isn't the biggest. It's got the same electric motor as from the R75 Renault Zoe. So Renault are utilising, and it's very similar to a lot of electric vehicle manufacturers or manufacturers that are using electric vehicles. They're using the same technology, battery cells, battery pack, electric motors in their, whether it be commercial or whether that be their passenger ranges. So it's great to see them utilising all of that. It has a 57 kilowatt electric motor, and that gives you about 76 brake horsepower. So won't pull the socks off a lot of things, but it's built for comfort, not for speed. It's built for working, and it's busy enough. This has the biggest concentration of roundabouts in the country, I think, this place. All good though, all good. I can handle it. That electric motor gives you a 225 newton meters of torque, and it is also limited to 80 kilometers an hour. With the Eco mode, that limits it back down to 80 kilometers an hour, and you get an extra 10% on that. Driving wise, it's great. This model doesn't have reversing sensors or reversing camera, so you really need to know your judgments and lengths, etc. So I found that interesting, reversing into spaces. And there's a couple of extras that I would like to see on it. Like that seat table is great, the tray that pops out. This only has an AC charger, and it's a 7 kilowatt AC charger, so it takes 6 hours to charge from flat all the way up. And if you're going from 20% to 80%, about 4 hours. So it is definitely an overnight charger, and it doesn't have the chameleon like the Renault Zoe has, where it can take a higher amount of charge, up to 22 kilowatts. Hopefully you're enjoying the review. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about this electric van. Thanks again to Dennehy's truck and van sales and rentals in Dublin for lending me this for a couple of days to review. It's great to get it on the channel, and like I talked about before, the electric van playlist is getting busier and busier on the channel for those electric vans. So if you're interested in the commercial aspect, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next showing up on this on the channel. But we've got a Nissan coming down the line. We've got some other vans that I can't talk about just yet, but they are coming.
Today's video was sponsored by EasyGo, who are now offering e-fleet services to include home, workplace and public charging network, as well as fleet managers' oversight of all costs and bills. For more info or to submit a quote, click the link on the screen or in the description.
That's my review around the Renault Master Z.E 33. Big electric vans like this seem to have small batteries at the moment, but I'm not sure if that's to do with weight capacity or licensing or what the drivers can actually do. But what I feel is it's set up for urban deliveries and urban routes. What I'm looking forward to seeing is a large electric vans with larger batteries, and I know the eDeliver 9 with the Maxus brand has that option. Not yet with the Renault Master Z.E, but I know that there's lots of interest in this van from logistics companies, from tradespeople, etc. So as much as people watching these reviews may never buy a van, there are a lot of commercial entities like postal delivery services, etc., looking at them. So it's great to see them, more opportunity coming into the marketplace. They are more expensive, but as we always say, you have to look at the total cost of ownership. Hopefully you've enjoyed the review. If you can leave a comment and like the video, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thanks for watching.